What a day on Radio Row. Thursday here from Super Bowl 59.
Oh, this
Doesn't get better than this.
And now Andrew Whitworth
joining
is
us.
walking over to the table.
Oh, my gosh. This is a great moment.
Ian is very
What a
excited.
crossover.
There we
The
go.
Goose.
And
Let's
the
go.
Goose in the building. Andrew Whitworth in the building.
Hi, Andrew.
Great.
How are ya?
Good.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
We're ready.
We're ready.
So I am excited on a lot of fronts right now.
Me too.
I'm a failed offensive lineman. You were a great offensive lineman.
I'm a failed lineman too. Listen, we're all
But,
failed.
you know, we're big.
All right.
We're big guys together, and I know you get way too many questions about the hoodie and the blazer.
Okay.
But have you ever actually seen somebody else pull up a photo of them in the hoodie blazer?
He's basically your mini-me.
I love that.
Well,
Dude.
There's
yeah.
a resemblance there.
I didn't.
You get fashion. I get it. You get it, right?
He has some hair,
And
though.
on-
I don't know.
We're the equivalent, of all the people you see on the red carpet where they're like, I don't get it. But they don't get it. It's okay. We get fashion. You understand what I'm saying? We have the vision.
Right.
They don't.
We're
So
ahead
it's
of.
okay. I'm all right with their anger. I'm all right that they're upset about that hoodie. They don't see it. They don't see the picture. You
Like
know?
when
It's okay.
in 20 years when everyone's wearing it, then they're gonna say the NBA players and Andrew Whitworth were there first.
Have you ever seen You, Me, and Dupree? There's
don't
this
know.
episode. There's a part in the movie, if you watch it, where Owen Wilson's explaining this classroom, and he's kind of supposed to be the space cadet adult, and he tells them this crazy pep talk, and it's about outer space and all this kind of stuff, and just crazy things he thinks, right? And at the end of it, he says basically the spaceships that were ready for this talk will accept this and they'll take off, and the other ones, in due time, you will digest it, and you will have your time to take off. They're just not ready for takeoff yet. It's
I
okay.
think
it's
because-
okay. Well, in their time, they'll get it one day, and they'll all be wearing the hoodie and the jacket, and we'll all have removed to something else. So it's okay.
Oh,
So
Andrew, you've given him so much confidence. We're
No,
never,
so
we're
here's-
never going to see
I
him
think
in
I just
anything
murdered
but
the
that.
actual thing he said, but it was along that line.
The last thing I'm going to bring up on this, I'm planned to wear it every year. Our radio station at Syracuse WAER plays the student newspaper in a pickup game on the Carrier Dome, JMA
this.
Dome, home floor. So that game is Saturday night. We fly back Saturday morning. I'm going to be coaching because you don't want a 5'5" guy on the floor.
Yeah.
Hoodie, blazer, in the basement of our radio station. We will play that video.
Okay.
We'll play that video
Phenomenal.
Dupree.
as the
do it.
pregame motivation.
Fantastic. What's your day look like today here at Radio Row?
You know what? It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Just getting it in. Stopping by, seeing people, catching up. That's the cool part of Super Bowl week is not just the big game and all the things around it, but it's the chance to connect and see people in the industry that either you go a long time, you go way back with, or you're a fan of, or you've always just admired, or maybe you've worked with. And, it's just a cool opportunity to see each other, fellowship with one another, give a little love, and kind of reminisce with some of them. I mean, I've seen a lot of former teammates, and, I played freaking, through 3 decades, so there's a lot of former teammates. It's fun to catch up and link and do all that, and then also get out here and have some of these fun opportunities that come up. Like one of them I'm here today with, Pepsi. We're having a
I was going to ask what this is. I've
yeah,
been
this
curious
is
the whole
so
time. It
you
kind of
guys
looks like a big
probably
spatula.
don't know this. You're not. Yes, there you go. See, you're one of the smart ones. Okay.
Thank you.
Everywhere I've been, nobody get like, what do you do? That you beat people with that? You beat people with that? I'm like, no, it is a paddle.
Wait, that way you don't have to get too close to the grill.
This is the equivalent of a spoon. So in
Oh,
a
okay.
bowl, when you're bowling
And it
crawfish or
has a
shrimp,
can opener,
you
a
stick
bottle
it in the
opener.
big pot and you stir all the spices and seasonings and
Uh-huh.
everything while it's in the pan. So I'm here with Pepsi, and we're having our first. Pepsi's having their first ever Super Bowl boil. So
Seems like it
tomorrow,
gets your hand a
Ooh,
little
okay.
hot if
Where
you're
is
touching
this
the metal.
Super Bowl boil tomorrow?
It's at Waldenberg Park
Okay.
tomorrow, 12 to 2. And we have a little competition between Mr. Shrimp and Crawlin' Seafood. They were voted by the fans as the 2 best places in town. And now I will get to judge with some others who's the best boiler in the
Wow.
city. So
Wow,
it's going to be
okay.
fun. This is, listen, in Louisiana, we're just looking for reasons to
Eat
drink
food.
and eat food.
Yep.
And so we're going to have some ice cold Pepsis. We're going to enjoy some good seafood and hang out and fellowship, listen to some good music, because that's what we do.
Love it.
Do
Can
you
we
think this guy? Sorry, Andrew. Do you think this guy knows how to boil crawfish?
You know,
By the way, that's him.
There's a bit of a backstory
I
here.
want to doubt that he knows how to boil one. He
Oh,
does know how to
come
dress
on.
up as one. I
and
will
eat
give him
one.
that.
And eat one.
Here's the question. If you know how to boil them, then do you soak or sprinkle?
I do not know how to boil the crawfish. I just
Okay.
know how to eat
All
the
right.
crawfish.
What do you do?
I don't know if you're a soaker or a sprinkler. I don't know. My buddy who boils crawfish said that that's what you want to ask people, because I'll let you know if they
they
actually
know.
boil
Wait, yeah.
crawfish.
So what's the right answer?
There's not a right or wrong.
Oh, I
so
should've
some
just picked
people let them soak,
confidently.
and then some sprinkle them afterwards. And so it's basically how you pull them out and what you do with them after.
All right, last one before we let you go. Can we get a Super Bowl preview? Who you think's going to win? What's the difference maker
Who's
on
playing?
Sunday? The Chiefs and the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
Should be the Bengals.
I've heard the Bills almost
That's
made
cool.
it.
The Chiefs and Eagles made it.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Surely you haven't been asked this before.
No. I would say that if you asked me right after Championship Sunday, I would have said, if I was a betting man, I would have done an alternate line, and I would have taken the Eagles -2.5 to win the game and placed a bet. If I thought that. I mean, if I could have. This is a hypothetical question.
Right.
So that's what I would have done. Now that I've gotten closer to the game, I'm leaning the other direction, and here's why. I go back to, we all know the narratives of the lines and how these two teams are built, and really Mahomes and Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley and all these things. I go back to the games and look at, all right, what teams gave who the most trouble? What are you looking for? What do you think's going to happen? To me, the Chiefs have really showed they can play good against any system. They can adapt. That's what Andy Reid does. He's going to mix it up. Whatever you do, he's going to have wrinkles that you hate with your scheme. And then Steve Spagnuolo has continued to show that he's going to have a highlight reel of things he's got ready for you. And as the game progresses, he's going to work those into his calls. And so you really think of who they are, and you go, all right, well, then how you beat them? Well, you're more talented to them, and you have just honestly better players. And that's what the Eagles are when you look on paper. But to me, I look back at the Rams game. And it's not just because I played for them, but I was there at that game, and you think of that game and how it ended. And the Rams had a chance to beat them in the last seconds. Ball in their hand, driving down the field. Honestly, pass protection holds up one more second. Tyler Higbee's got a chance to catch a ball and go score. And you think of what the Rams were all year. They were a ball possession team who methodically drives down the field. They don't have a lot of explosives, but they eat a ton of clock. And they're efficient as crap getting first downs, and then they win the game because you don't make enough plays on offense, and they eat the clock away where you don't get a lot of possessions. Well, what were the Chiefs all year? I mean, that's who they are. They're the same thing on offense, but even better, I would argue, just with their line and really the success, how Patrick's elevated again in the playoffs. They're operating even higher clip, but they have an awesome defense on the other side of the football field compared to a Rams young defense who gave up a lot to Saquon. So to me, when I look at that game and I go, ooh, if the Chiefs just play the same game the Rams did, but they have their better defense with them, they win.
Yep.
And so that's the game that I look at and I go, that was only 3 weeks ago. And this was the Eagles in Philadelphia, and this is going to be neutral site. So I think now I lean to Patrick Mahomes can get it done.
Okay. Well, Andrew, you've got some crawfish to sprinkle and soak and stir, so we don't want to
do both. You got to pick one.
We don't want to. We don't want to keep you too long.
Sprinkle,
okay?
But you got to use the spatula regardless.
The Pepsi spatula.
Spatula. You got to use the spatula, but you got to figure out whether you're a soaker or a sprinkler.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Andrew.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.